not me spilling water on myself like a child right before I was about to film. I was going to put a full face of makeup on today for our video, but my pimples decided to join us today. So welcome back to our channel. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to be doing a Q&A. I have not done a Q&A on YouTube in a hot minute, and I just wanted to sit down and take a moment to go over some of the top questions that you guys have been asking me through a question box that I popped up on my Instagram, but also questions that I just get DM'd on a relatively daily basis. Some of them I figured that although I do try and take time at least once a week to do a Q&A on Instagram, that this is a really good way to just sit down and give a little bit more in-depth answers to some things that you guys ask me about 24/7. So without further ado, because y'all already know that I can ramble for a hot minuto, let's dive right into this video. Question number 1 is tips for having a more positive mindset and self-love mindset. Honestly, this is such a good question because I think that this is something that so many people struggle with. So at the end of the day, I think probably my biggest tip for this is just to remember that you are amazing the way that you are. You are enough the way that you are. I think that sometimes you kind of have to just be your biggest hype person, and that can be really difficult sometimes, but you always can find one positive and one redeeming quality about yourself, even on your worst days. So just look in the mirror and know that even if you are not 110% happy with yourself right now, there is something absolutely amazing that you know you are doing so well at this point in your life. I think for the most part, like, it is very, very hard to be 100% happy and 100% confident with the person that you are. But at the end of the day, you are the only you. You are the only person that is just like you in this entire world. And that is an incredible thing to me. So I think if you are really struggling to kind of have that self-love and appreciating what you see in the mirror, take a moment every single day to write down 2 or 3 things that you're grateful for every single day. Write down 2 or 3 things that you appreciate about yourself every single day. And at the end of the day, remember that whatever stage you are at in your life is okay for where you are at in your life right now. I think that we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be at one stage or another, whether it's in our life or in our fitness journey, and like whatever stage you are at, whether it is in your fitness journey or just in your life as a whole in terms of being in a relationship, having kids, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves for all of those things, and there is no timeline. There is no reason why you have to do this thing or that thing or look like this or look like that at any particular moment in your life. So just know that wherever you're at is perfectly fine for you and your life. So at the end of the day, know you're beautiful, know you are enough the way that you are, know that you are the only you, and that is The next question is, how is the 2-job life going? So I've gotten this question so many times the past couple of weeks on my Instagram and here on YouTube. So you guys will be the first to know I haven't said anything on Instagram yet. By the time that this video goes out, I will be done working both jobs. I have been working both jobs for about 3 months now. So for those of you who don't know, if you're unaware, I have been working 2 full-time jobs, one virtually and one in person, for about 3 months now. I've been working virtually for about 7 months in a corporate fitness job, and I absolutely loved it. It was a great first experience in the field for me. It really kind of put a foot in the door in terms of being in the fitness industry, and I'm very, very appreciative of that job and all of the opportunities that it has given to me. But I got an opportunity to go full-time in person in a commercial gym, and it was such an amazing opportunity that I could not pass it up. So I took on that job about 3 months ago, and I've been doing both for about 3 months now. It has gotten to the point where it has been a great way to get to experience both jobs, get to see what commercial fitness look like compared to a corporate setting. Even though I'm not in person for a corporate setting, I also think it was a really great opportunity to meet a lot of new people. It was a great way to save money, having 2 full-time incomes coming in. So I'm very, very appreciative of it, but it was a lot on me mentally and physically. It's a lot of hours I was putting in every single week, and I am the type of person that when I do something, I want to be able to go all in on that thing. And I just felt that when I was doing both jobs, I wasn't able to give my full 110% into either one of those jobs. And that didn't seem fair to me. It didn't seem fair to either one of those jobs. So I did decide a few weeks ago to put in my 2 weeks at the corporate fitness job. So by the time this video goes out, I will actually be working only one job now, which is super exciting. I am very excited to feel like I have a little bit more normalcy and be able to create a new routine back into my life. My life has kind of been all revolved around these 2 jobs, as it's felt for me. Of course, I've done other things, but it has kind of felt like a lot of the decisions I've made over the past 2 or 3 months have been based off of my schedules at these 2 different jobs and what I was able to do based around that. So I'm very, very excited to have just a little bit more free time to create content and do things like this, but also now that the summer's coming up, just be able to relax, lay outside by the pool and just enjoy it a little bit more while still having a full-time income that I really, really love. So it has gone really, really well. I'm really appreciative of that opportunity, but I'm excited to only have one job and be able to kind of progress my life in the direction that I think is better suited for me long term. The next question is, how long do you work out every single week? I never have really set a time on everything. I go to the gym probably 5 to 6 days a week for the most part. I mean, I rarely go below 5 days a week unless I'm going away or unless something has come up where I'm traveling or I'm unable to. So 5 days is typically the minimum. The max that I do is 6 days a week. I have not worked out 7 days a week unless it's been like a little walk or something like that, not a formal workout, in probably about a year or 2. I haven't worked out 7 days in a row in a very, very long time, unless it's been for some weird reason that I didn't have planned for. So I typically, every single day that I work out from anywhere from about an hour to an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes. A lot of that depends on what I'm working out that day. Like, for example, a lot of times leg days take a lot longer for me. I tend to take a little bit more rest time during them. I also, depending on the day, may do a little bit more cardio or less cardio depending on what I'm in the mood for. I also, when I'm filming my workouts, filming tends to take a little bit more time, especially if I'm doing it on my own. Luckily, a lot of the time I don't really film by myself in the gym. I typically do have Timmy there or my younger sister there, who have been a huge help with filming me, so I don't have to worry about setting up cameras, and that adds extra time to it. But when I do that on my own, of course that adds more time onto how long I spend in the gym. But every day that I work out, I'm spending anywhere from about an hour to an hour and a half, for the most part, working out every single day. There is no right or wrong time when it comes to how long you should be working out. That is just a time frame that I feel works best for me, the time that I can get a good cardio session in and then also get a good lift in if that's what I'm doing that particular day. You can get great workouts in the course of an hour if that's the time that you have allotted for working out every single day. And same with 30 minutes. If 30 minutes is the max amount of time you're able to spend every day working out, that is plenty of time to get a good workout in. For me, I've just found that hour and a half time frame is typically a good time on. Can you reach your nutrition goals without tracking calories and macros? 110%. I think I don't track calories, I don't track macros. I have not consistently tracked calories besides like a day or 2 here or there, in probably about a year. I have not consistently tracked anything, and I feel like this past year I have made the most amount of progress in my fitness journey and in my career as far as gaining muscles and just kind of leaning out a bit. So, and I have not tracked a single calorie or macro in that time period, unless I've decided I wanted to do it for a video or for Instagram or something like that. I would say that if you really, really have specific goals, whether it is bodybuilding or whether it's a competition or whether your primary focus is on losing weight, it can be very, very helpful to track, just because obviously it'll be a lot more specific. You'll have a very good idea of what you're putting into your body every single day. I think when you're doing it, you're just a lot more aware of what you're putting into your body. It doesn't mean that when you're not tracking, you're just shoving your face with whatever. If it's a priority to you, it's going to be a priority whether you're logging it into a calculator or not. But if that is your main priority, is losing weight or gaining weight or preparing for this thing or that thing, it can't hurt to track it and be a little bit more precise and consistent with it. But I definitely do think you can reach your goals without tracking, as long as you are taking into consideration what you're putting into your body, as long as you are working out and trying to create a plate that is healthy and full of nutritious foods. You 110% can reach goals without logging everything into a calculator. The next question is, how did you go about starting to film yourself in the gym? I get a lot of questions about this from a lot of different people that are interested in filming themselves in the gym, but they have no idea where to start, or they're really nervous that people are going to judge them. And I did just do a video a few videos back about how to film yourself in the gym, so that's a great tutorial. I can link it down below of just a couple different tips that I have of different things while you are filming yourself in the gym. I honestly didn't start filming in the gym. When I started filming myself and when I started filming workouts was in the middle of the pandemic and was in the middle of quarantine, and so I was doing all at-home workouts in the beginning when I started posting things on social media. And I honestly think that made a big difference for me, because I wasn't concerned about filming myself. I was concerned about then posting it onto social media for other people to see. I didn't have a problem hitting a record button and then getting on the other side and doing a workout. I felt confident in myself. I felt confident in the movement that I was doing, but I was very insecure about putting it out there on social media for other people to see and potentially critique. And so for me, the fact that I started the filming process in the middle of a pandemic and in the middle of quarantine, I was already in the habit of kind of filming myself and filming my workouts by myself, and kind of just doing it in a setting that I felt comfortable, because I was in my backyard or in my basement. And so when I transitioned into a gym setting, it felt a little bit more natural for me. Of course, when you're in the gym, things are going to be different, just because you're going to have people around. You are going to have people that stare at you. I still get people that stare at me, even though I've been filming my workouts for over a year now. I still get people who look at me a funny way. Honestly, in the beginning, my biggest recommendation is, if you are a little bit nervous about filming yourself in the gym, is to have someone film for you if you have that capability. Now that I feel comfortable filming, I have no problem popping my phone up against my water bottle or propping it up against the weight or a machine, hitting that record button and going around to the other side and doing a workout. But in the beginning, that's something that intimidated me so much. If I didn't have someone around, I didn't want to film myself in the gym that day, or it would be like a super close angle or like things like that. So I would say, if you have the capability to bring someone to the gym with you that is able to help you and to film, it's going to make things so much easier. In the beginning, a big thing that I did also is I would use the front-facing camera. Now I feel confident enough to kind of set up the angles and use the back-facing camera, just because it's a little bit more clear. It has nicer quality, even though it takes a little bit more work. But in the beginning, when I was feeling nervous and I didn't know if I was even getting myself in the shot that I was doing, I would use that front-facing camera when I filmed by myself. And then I knew that it was at least a one-take wonder, and I knew I didn't have to do it over again. Now, if I have to record myself 2 or 3 times, whatever it is, what it is, and I don't care about that anymore, I'll do the same workout again and again. But in the beginning, I did not want anything to do with that. I was so paranoid that someone would be judging me. So I used that front-facing camera, would pop it up, head around to the other side, bang out the workout really quick, and then stop the camera, and at least I knew that that take was good for that round. So those are just some quick tips that I have when it comes to filming yourself in the gym. It gets easier. You kind of just have to start, and then every single time you do it, it gets a little bit less awkward. People are going to look, but you don't notice it as much, so you kind of just have to throw yourself in there, and then it gets better every single time. The next question I have is, why do you only take 1 rest day a week? This is another question that pretty much every single time I do a Q&A I get. This is not something that I've always done. There have been time periods in my life where I've taken 2 rest days a week. There have been time periods in my life where I've taken 1 rest day every single week. It's not for one reason or another. right now my body feels in a good enough place. It always feels recovered enough that 6 days a week tends to be a good time frame of when I'm able to work out physically. That's not to say that if I ever had a week where I was so physically exhausted that I wasn't able to work out, that I wouldn't take a rest day. I really have tried more than ever to be very in tune with my body and what it needs. And before, if I was in pain and I was struggling, I would force myself to do a workout, and now I don't do that anymore, or I'll adjust what the workout is supposed to be to match what my body needs that particular day. So when I'm taking one rest day a week, it's not because I'm trying to overdo it and push myself to my limits. No, it's because I feel good enough to only take that one rest day a week. And that sometimes that Saturday workout or that Friday workout is maybe just a little bit more cardio and then a quick 15-20 minute lift. It's not always a full 45-50 minute lift. Sometimes it's literally cardio and abs, and while I'm working out that day, it's a little bit different than how I work out on the other days, because I still want to move, I still want to get a sweat in, but it's not a full-fledged balls to the wall, let's break some personal best records lifts. It's just a let's move our body in a way that feels right on that particular day. So there's no reason why you need to take one rest day a week if that's not what works best for your body. I know very, very fit and very, very in shape people that take 3 or 4 rest days a week and they only work out 3 or 4 days every single week, and that is perfectly fine if that's what works for your body. I love working out 6 days a week, no matter what it looks like on weeks to weeks, as long as I'm able to, but that doesn't mean that that's the best way to reach your goals. That's just the way that I have enjoyed it. That's what my body responds best to, and if it ever doesn't on one week, then I just adjust and I'll take another rest day if that's what feels best that week. What are your favorite shoes to lift in? I have 2 shoes that I pretty much always lift in. You guys, the white shoes that you guys have seen me wear in pretty much every single video that I've ever put up on Instagram and on YouTube is my Lane 8s. I absolutely love my Lane 8s, and I actually have just been thinking about getting another color of them. They are incredible shoes to lift in, and I tried them out because they actually were a Christmas gift from Timmy, and so when I tried them out, I absolutely fell head over heels in love with these shoes. They are so lightweight, they're so comfortable, they're nice and flat. So I know that a lot of people have run in them. I don't really run much in general, but I've never run in my Lane 8s, but they're perfect for lifting in. They're so comfortable, they form to your foot. I really, really enjoy them. The other shoe that you guys will see me wear a lot on my Instagram and on my YouTube is my Activewear Cloud Trainers. Those are the gray shoes that I have. I love those as well. They are a little bit of a newer shoe from Acta, and you guys already know I'm an ambassador of Acta. My discount code is always linked in the description box below and in the bio of my Instagram page. But I wanted to try them out to support Activewear, and I absolutely love their shoes as well. They're also very comfortable, flat-soled, very light shoes. So depending on what I am wearing on a particular day, depends on what shoes I wear. I do typically tend to favor my Lane 8s over my Activewear shoes, but I do wear my Acta shoes for a lot of more like daily things. Like I'll go for walks in my Acta shoes. I'll wear them kind of just more out and about when I'm working, doing things like that. Where my Lane 8s, especially because they're white, are pretty strictly just a gym training shoe. So definitely those are my 2 go-tos, the Lane 8s and then my Activewear Cloud Trainers. What is my favorite ALANI New pre-workout flavor? So I take both pre-workout and pump from ALANI New every single time that I work out, pretty much, unless I'm just doing a cardio day. Then I don't take pre-workout or pump because it's not really necessary for me. I get like amped up from just cardio all on my own. But just to go over supplements super, super quick, because I get a lot of questions about this. So pre-workout is a stimulant. It's the one that has the caffeine, it has the beta-alanine. So if you've ever heard of anyone talk about being like itchy and tingly because they've taken their pre-workout too far before they've worked out or something like that, their heart rate is like through the roof, that's the beta-alanine. That's what makes you feel itchy and tingly. Only if you take it too far before a workout. I sip on my pre-workout and my pump on the way to the gym, and then I get right into my workout, and I've never experienced that itchy and tingly feeling, but a lot of people do if they take it too long before they work out, or they like really overdo it with how much they take. So pre-workout has your caffeine, has your beta-alanine. It's really good for energy, endurance, all of that good stuff. Pump, on the other hand, is ALANI News stim-free pre-workout option, where it has your endurance. It has like, it's a vasodilator, which means it allows blood flow to go onto your muscles, makes them look all juicy and pumped up, but it doesn't have that beta-alanine. It doesn't have caffeine in it. So if you don't drink caffeine, or if you're trying to minimize your caffeine intake, or if you want a lot of the same benefits of a pre-workout without the beta-alanine and without the caffeine, pump is a really good option for you. So quick rant about those two things. They do get a lot of questions about that. Top flavors of both of them, no doubt in my mind, are rainbow candy for pre-workout, 110%. I love anything Arctic White and Breezeberry. Both the pump and the pre-workout come in Arctic White and come in Breezeberry, and I will live and die by those flavors. They're very hard to come by because they're always sold out, but I absolutely love, I could mix anything with Arctic White. I mean it. There is nothing better than an Arctic White and a Breezeberry stack. You heard it here first. But those are kind of my go-to flavors: rainbow candy, Arctic White, and Breezeberry. I have tried black cherry and I have tried mango sorbet. They are really good. They're not my favorite, but I definitely do like them. But Breezeberry, Arctic White, and rainbow candy are my top 3 go-tos pretty much every single time if I can find them when I'm ordering. Okay, and then last question of the day that I'm going to get to, because I know that I ramble so much and you're probably sick of hearing my nasally voice because I'm still getting over a cold, is how did you kick your salty food craving? Here's the tea. I haven't. I love, if you know, you know, and like my family and my friends, my close friends who watch this question is hilarious, because I have not and don't think I ever will kick a salty food craving. I absolutely love salty foods. I always, whenever I have an opportunity to eat a snack, it will 9 times out of 10 be a salty snack. I love chips. I love pretzels. So I definitely have not kicked a salty food craving. I have not replaced it with something else. I do have to say I am looking for a little bit of better, kind of healthier alternatives to like kettle cooked chips or like Cheez-Its, but I really do, I really like veggie straws, and I really do like that I just tried out some popcorners, and those have kind of been like my healthier alternatives that I'm trying out, and I'm playing around with some other things as well. But I definitely haven't kicked any salty food craving, and I don't foresee that happening in my future. That's kind of my weak spot when it comes to eating quote unquote unhealthy. I've always kind of been the type of person that gravitates towards salty food. I like it, I crave it, so I eat it. I very much am in the mindset of you are able to eat anything you want in moderation. That includes salty food, that includes sweet food. So if you crave either salty or sweet things, there is no reason why you have to cut chips out of your life completely. There is no reason why you can never eat a cookie or a brownie or ice cream again if you crave sweet things. For so long I thought that, and I thought that the only way to reach my fitness goals and to be the healthiest version of myself was to cut out chips and to cut out chocolate, and that's not true. Once again, if you're trying to hit very specific goals, maybe you don't eat them for a time period, but you 110% do not need to cut them out of your life completely. Everything in moderation is forking okay. You are able to eat chips and still have abs. It's just as simple as that. So I definitely have not cut them out. I haven't kicked the craving. I don't think I ever will. I pretty much eat something salty every single day. I try to do it in moderation. It's obviously something I'm still working on, but in my mind, as long as you are eating 80% healthy, you are allowed to give yourself that 20% room to kind of eat the foods that are considered unhealthy, but we really like. Alright y'all, I'm going to wrap up the video here. I hope you guys like this video. I love doing Q&As with you guys. I think it is such a good way for me to actually kind of, I feel like I'm having a chat with you guys, you know, like when I'm on my Instagram and we're having a Q&A, like I just feel very connected to you guys when we do things like this. I feel like I can explain things a little bit deeper when I'm sitting here and actually just talking to you guys about it, even though you're not in front of me. You're in front of me and we're talking. You know what I mean? It just feels like we're close right now. So I hope you guys like this video. If you like this video and you like to see me do these Q&As, make sure you go ahead and you give this video a big thumbs up. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification so you never miss another video that I post. If you haven't already, make sure that you check me out on my Instagram so you can see all the other fitness, health, and lifestyle content that I post on there. And I will catch you guys here next time.